Dearly beloved, we are gathered here for the second occasion of our recorded meetings. Let our words fly on wings of silver and our thoughts emerge fruitful, to land on ears of grace and beauty. May we deliver ourselves from mediocrity and into the divine bosom of excellence. And may you, the listener, feel deeply, know intimately, and understand passionately that we are, for the following 1 hour or more, in accord with you, as you are with us. That we are your friends, your lovers, your brothers. Bless us with your time and attention, as we shall strive to bless you with our unprejudiced companionship, the warmth of our souls, the embrace of this pact. Bless the friendship between us and the listener, and may our faith make it more than simulation. Amen.
This is the BBC Home Service.
So, the main point of our podcast today is that we've decided to pick a name on the air as we are right here, right now, live.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
I am going to present to Johnny a little PDF that I've prepared on my end, because my homework from last week was to show Johnny 20 names, and then we're going to pick. So, do you see this, Johnny?
Yeah. Shall I read it? My instinct was to read it.
Yeah, so the first thing, the way we're going to do this is I'm going to scroll through the pages. Do you have a pen and paper?
I do actually have a pen and paper.
I think you should write these down just for yourself, because we're going to keep going down so you can refer back to the previous
How
ones.
many names do you have?
I've got 20 names.
Should I write this down? I feel like I'm doing homework.
I think you should, they're not all going to be long names, so I think you should just write it and then you can refer back to it.
Okay. I'm writing it down. Wait.
Yeah, no, take your time. Take your time.
Liban, I haven't written it down yet. Right, I've written that down.
So go ahead and read it out. You can start reading and writing at your own pace.
It really is like being in school. All right. So what Liban is presenting on the screen is how to get rich quick over a 10-year period.
That's name number one. How do you feel about that?
Here's the thing. I know it's a glib little joke, right?
Yeah.
I think most people would take that at face value, and they would literally think, "Oh, how to get rich quick." Most people won't even get the joke. That is far too subtle, I think.
How is that subtle? It's literally a blunt hammer to the face.
It's a blunt hammer. I think you were in deep. You were thinking about it. This is how to get rich quick over a 10-year period. People won't get the joke. People will just see how to. I mean, people already get scammed by everything. They say how to get rich quick by buying NFTs. I mean, that's just as stupid. But people believe that shit. How to get rich quick with stocks. I mean, people are willing to believe that. And we get rich quick on stocks over a 10-year period. All right, yeah, that's, I think a lot of people, especially young people have no perception of time. People are 20 years old, they think they know everything. They've only been alive for 2 10-year periods. Really,
so how about if we switch it up? How about if it's how to get rich quick over a 50-year period? Does that make it more blunt? Is it more clear that this is a joke?
It's less subtle. See, it takes away from the joke, though. It makes it a bit more blunt, but then it takes away from the joke.
Okay, all right. I think this is a non-starter then. I'm happy to move on.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Who are we going to attract with this? Oh, maybe. I'm imagining when the podcast is in full flow, we have millions of listeners donating money. And people, I imagine someone at a dinner party and say, "Oh, I like podcasts." Someone else says, "Oh, I like podcasts too." Do you listen to How to Get Rich Quick? No, I listen to what's a famous podcast?
The Joe Rogan podcast. That's famous.
Do you listen to Joe Rogan? No, I listen to How to Get Rich Quick. Oh, and I don't know, Liban. I don't think so. I think that immediately we're hampering ourselves. Word of mouth would not work. Because
Okay.
when you say,
All right.
I
All
listened,
right. Let's
oh,
kill
I
it.
listened to,
Kill it.
I listened to How to Get Rich Quick. Oh, so you're into self-help and stuff? No, it's like some weird podcast with these two guys and they get very meta and all this stuff, and it's not going to work.
I think
It's not going to work.
our description in Apple Podcast for the whole show is just two weird guys get meta. That's the whole description of the podcast.
Yeah, maybe that should be the name.
Two weird guys get meta. All right, let's add that as the 21st name. Let me go through my list first.
Okay, go
All
on.
right,
Go on.
next page.
Wait, I got to get my pen and my paper ready.
Yeah.
Right, down my homework.
Mm-hmm.
Go on. Okay, so Liban has written, "This is not my beautiful house." Oh, it's the reference, of course, to the Talking Heads.
Indeed, it's a Talking Heads reference. And how does this make you feel when you hear this line? "This is not my beautiful house." Doesn't it make you sort of reflect on where you expected life to take you and where you are? And what does it make you feel?
Yeah, but you see, you're thinking about it in the reference of the Talking Heads channel, right?
Yeah,
because that's what their song's about. I'm thinking about this because I had a moment there where I didn't get it was a reference, and I immediately thought this sounds like a play. This sounds like a play from the '60s. This is not my beautiful house, about like an alcoholic beating his wife and stuff, or like this is like a novel you'd find in a secondhand bookshop. Just about.
All right, so let me ask you, let's do the test. We're at a dinner table. I say, I like podcasts. I listen to Joe Rogan. What do you like to listen to?
Oh, I listen to This Is Not My Beautiful. That's a problem. You can't shorten it. You can't shorten it. I listen to This Is Not My Beautiful House. I mean, that's way too many syllables, isn't it? This is not, that's too many syllables. You can't shorten that. How would you shorten that?
Oh, Not My House. The Not My House crew. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
A bit tricky,
all right, it's a bit of a mouthful.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. It has the arty vibe that I personally like to go for. It's pretentious.
Yeah.
It's sophisticated. It's a reference to, well, they're not really an obscure band, but it's a reference to something else, which I like that. I like the feeling of superiority, getting references.
Because you're in on the joke. You're in on the joke over other people.
I'm in on the joke. That's why I'm going to listen to this podcast, because most people they don't know Talking Heads. No one's ever heard of Talking Heads.
Clearly, one of the biggest bands in the world. Nobody's
yeah.
So we've moved on to the next page.
We've already quit.
Say that one more time.
If you're listening, we've already quit.
How does that make you feel?
I do like it. Here's my problem with this one.
Yeah.
I'm too critical, Liban. I'm not going to probably like any of the 20.
I genuinely, if I give you all 20 names and you don't like any of them, I think that would be brilliant.
I won't. I won't. I'm too critical. I'm too much of a... But here's my problem with this one. This is great. Here's the problem though. Isn't there a fucking Drake album similar in title?
Is that? What's it called?
Yeah, I think it's something like, if you're listening to, and by the way, I hate Drake. I detest Drake. If you're listening to this, it's already too late, I think is the title. I'm gonna have to Google it.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Check it.
That sounds familiar.
This is gonna be like, they're gonna be listening to this thinking there's a Drake podcast, and there's nothing I want less
than to be associated with Drake.
I don't want anyone who listens to Drake to listen to our podcast, because people who listen to Drake are morons. No,
I'd like to apologize to all of our listeners who are big Drake fans.
But seriously,
I'm sure you're lovely people.
You have to think about it. The kind of person who would listen to Drake. See, the kind of person who listens to the Talking Heads now. First of all, that's older guys, right? So I like it already. That's older guys. That's older people who like a bit of music. It's probably accessible as well because that was the biggest hit. They might get that reference. Even if they don't get the reference, it still sounds decent. This sounds decent, but people will. This is going to have more association than even we realize. We don't associate because we don't listen to that garbage. People are going to be thinking, and the kind of person
I for one think Drake is amazing. I think he's a great artist, and he's amazing. I can't get enough of him.
All right, you can edit that out. You can edit that insincerity. Yeah, run that through. I dare everyone to run that through the truth detector.
All right. Okay. So you're not a fan. Got it. On to the next.
I'm not a fan. I don't want Drake.
Let's rattle through this. Come on.
Yeah. Liban's latest scam. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. I like anything with your name in it, and I like alliteration. Liban's latest scam. It sounds more like a sitcom to me.
No, it's too on the
I'm
nose
getting-
for a sitcom. No. It's not a sitcom. This is a podcast for sure.
Liban's latest scam, but it's on the nose for a podcast as well, isn't it?
I mean, yes, but also no. And I'm not going to explain that. I want our listeners to think about that one.
Liban's latest scam. Okay, let me go back over what I had. So I had to get rich over. Okay, not into that. This is Not My Beautiful House. I'm kind of into it. This one, the Drake one, no. Liban's latest scam. I think this one's good, but this one could be improved slightly.
All right, so put a little asterisk next to that one. We'll come back
All right, we'll
to
put a
that.
little asterisk. Well, I'm crossing out the ones I don't like.
Okay.
Okay, next one. The notes we're not playing.
Or the notes not played. So one thing, I'm obviously really big into jazz, and one of the famous quotes about jazz is that to appreciate it, you've got to listen for the notes they're not playing. So I thought if we had a podcast called The Notes Not Played, it'd be interesting because people are like, oh, you've got to listen to the notes not played.
No. First of all, I don't like the notes not played. I think it ruins it. The notes we're not playing implies that's it. Get rid of the notes not played. That sounds super pretentious, even for me. The notes not played. I mean, that
you
sounds
love
like
pretension. You'd love
the notes
like
not. Yeah, but the notes not played is like a collection of short stories by some modern young dude who thinks he understands everything about sex, even though he's never read it. No, the notes we're not playing though.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, and it's
how is that different? How's that different?
I kind of like the notes we're not playing. Well, it's almost like we're saying like, oh, the things, because the thing is, that reference to jazz is like, oh, jazz is really good. Oh, it just sounds like noise to me. It's just like random notes. No, it's about the notes they're not playing. It's like a very pretentious thing to say about jazz.
It really is, because it means it means something.
It means,
but to the public, it means nothing. Like
that's
not how you get people
nothing.
interested in jazz.
It doesn't even mean something. I think it's a quote from Coltrane or something, isn't it? Or Miles Davis.
Yeah, something.
I think
like
it's a Coltrane quote. And it's like a cheesy abstract answer for a musician that people actually took as like some kind of role for the notes we're not playing. I like how pretentious it is, but it's like goofily pretentious.
All right. You know? So is this a contender? The notes we're not playing?
This. I like this. This might be my favorite one so far.
All right. Well, let's keep going. We've got a long way to go.
Could we say like the things we're not saying? It would lose the reference.
You lose the reference there. You've got to have
you lose the reference. And then people will think that's a jazz podcast as well. Johnny's notes presented by Liban. Okay, that's an immediate no from me.
Because you don't like to have your name on things.
I don't want my name. You know that. You see, I didn't even need to tell you, and you knew it already.
So Johnny's notes presented by Liban.
Why Johnny's notes?
Because I feel like I feel like in the course of this podcast, you're gonna come with a lot of notes. And
what do you mean notes?
You just have notes. You just have ideas. You have things that you want to get off your chest. And I reckon I'm going to be presenting them to the world and making them a bit more palatable.
I don't want this. Last episode, I told you I like Liban lectures. I like the idea that you're the main guy and I'm here supporting you. Even though I obviously talk a lot, I probably steamroll you a lot. I still like the idea that you're the main guy. No, but this is immediate no from me.
That's a no.
Next,
okay,
next. Refreshing nonsense with J and L.
Refreshing nonsense with J and L.
No.
See that one I wrote down there, knowing that you don't like your name on things. So I thought if I do initials, that's slightly more acceptable to Johnny.
Wait a minute, shouldn't it be L and J? HIJKL. No, L comes after. First of all, I don't know why you put. Okay, you know what? Tell me what the hell you was thinking about with this name.
What, refreshing nonsense with J and L?
When did you write this? Where were you? What was you doing immediately prior?
I'm not gonna go into that. I think you've just.
I want to know.
It without any I'm happy to talk to you about context afterwards. But I think that's gonna make you judge the names in a different way if I tell you how I did it.
Well, let me tell you something. Whatever it is you were doing prior to this that made you come up to this, like, do less of it. I hate this. Get it out of my face.
Okay.
Refreshing nonsense. What am I? Are we fucking? Are we aiming to be on a panel show on the BBC Two?
Okay.
Oh, a mild
Scrolling down.
prime time comedian pretending he's not scripting his own goofy fucking jokes to a laugh track. Give me a break.
All right.
Get that shit out. Get that shit off my screen.
I'm sorry I've
Get that shit off my
disrespected
screen.
you. It's gone. It's gone. I'm sorry I've disrespected you like that.
Podcaster, I hardly know her. Oh, I like it.
I put that one in there as a goof.
Podcaster, I hardly know her.
I thought if I put in a fucking...
It should be knew her. I hardly knew her.
No, it's I hardly know her.
Podcaster, I hardly knew her.
No, the classic joke is blah, blah, blah. I hardly know her.
Know her. It should be know her. It doesn't sound good.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it's know her.
Because podcaster, implying you did something to her in the past.
Yeah.
So it should also be, I hardly knew her.
No, but it's present tense because you don't know her. It's not about...
No, but if I said to you, did you shag her?
No, I hardly know her.
I hardly knew her. No, but it's like you're in the middle of telling a story about some woman. No, it should be knew her.
No, I disagree. I did not, when I presented this, I did not think we were going to sit here and get into which tense the word no should be in the classic silly joke, I hardly know her.
It should be knew her. The thing I like about this, here's the thing. It sounds just like a goofy joke. And my liking of it is just good. But here's the thing. This is a reference to like an old fuddy-duddy joke, classic joke.
Yeah.
Who's going to get
like
that?
Carry on. It's some carry on nonsense.
Here's the thing. Who's going to get that? It's going to be people who have the sophistication of culture. To understand this joke, you've had to dig beneath the surface of the cultural muck that we currently live in.
I'm not sure. No, I'm going to cut you off. I'm not sure I want to be talking to the people who would understand this. I don't like those people. I don't.
This is just people who know what Only Fools and Horses is, who know what 40 Towers is. But here's the other thing I like about this. It's, I mean, it's not misogynist, but people who are ultra sensitive to that shit will immediately just see, the word, I hardly know her, and be like, they'll just see like, oh, it's a joke about rape, or oh my god, it's disgusting. Oh my days.
Whoa. Why would you even say the word rape? This has nothing to do with rape.
I'm saying that's what people who are ultra sensitive to that shit, everything's rape to them. You know what I'm saying? So we immediately get rid of those people.
Your final conclusion on podcaster, question mark, I hardly know her.
I knew her.
No, I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to change it, Johnny.
But if you're not changing it, this is a no. If you're not changing it, this is a no.
Well, then there you go. It's gone. It's off the table.
If it's know her, this is definitely on the table. It's most definitely on the table.
Johnny, after this is finished, let's sit down and Google it together and see how many hits we get when it's know her versus knew her. I promise
That's true.
It's
good SEO. You're saying it's good SEO.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
It's good SEO. We've got to think about these things. The one thing we don't have, we have everything. We've got everything going for us with the podcast. One thing we don't have is marketing.
Well, I'll leave you to think about that one.
I'm not. You mean me think about that? You're the extrovert. I'm too sensitive to the marketing.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Liban wants your money. I like this one. Liban wants your money.
Did you listen to the latest episode of Liban Wants Your Money?
Liban Wants Your Money.
Oh, you've got to check out that podcast, Liban Wants Your Money.
It's still a bit unwieldy. Can't shorten it. You can't shorten it. There's no alliteration with your name.
I think it's pretty short already. You don't need my dad wrote a porno. That's 5 words that you never hear that shortened.
Is that a podcast?
Yeah, it was huge a couple of years ago. Everybody was talking.
What was that about?
It was a comedy podcast about a guy whose dad wrote like an erotic novel, and then every episode he'd read segments from it, and it'd be a bit.
I immediately don't like that show. That sounds deeply unfunny. And why would he do that to his own dad?
You'd have to ask him, Johnny. This we're not here to review.
Well, I don't like him. I already know more about this guy than I ever want to, and I dislike him. And it was a big podcast. This was a
It
successful
was
podcast.
huge. Everybody was
You know
talking
what?
about it. It
You
was
know, we
part of the
should disparage.
zeitgeist.
Oh, fuck it, we should disparage the fucking audiences, because if this guy got huge doing that, embarrassing his dad, you know, the whole thing was probably a fucking hoax as well. Fuck this guy, and fuck the people who listen to him. You know, I don't even blame that guy. That guy's just trying to make money. But his audience should be. I mean, to be honest with you, that's a great argument for fascism, really. If enough people like that shit, maybe we do need a slight culling.
And so in 20 seconds, we've gone from my dad wrote a porno to everybody should live under fascism. Thank you. On to that. So before we move on, Liban wants your money. Well, how do
Hey,
you
I've
feel
got a
about
name for the
that?
podcast: Justifications for Fascism, in which we go through and we make an argument. Our very existence is an argument. The very existence, anyway. Whatever.
Okay.
I'm not too sure on this one.
Okay. All right. On to the next one.
I'm not too sure. The Stress Buster 3000. I love it. I'm writing this one down. Hang on. The Stress Buster.
The Stress Buster 3000. That's what's caught your imagination. You've got no fucking taste. You got no fucking taste.
Here's the thing. When I look at this, I see it's not perfect. First of all, you've got to remove the. Why you even put a there? I don't know what you were thinking of. But when I look at this, I see the grain of something beautiful. The seed of something beautiful. Stress Buster 3000. Don't you think so?
No, I put this in there as a joke because I couldn't think of any more real ones.
I love this one.
Wow, I am so shocked by what you enjoy.
Here's the thing.
This is like absolutely bizarre to me.
And here's the thing. This is abstract enough. We can do anything in the podcast. We can be meta. We can be, we can go wherever. We could do anything we want in the podcast. This is such an abstract name. Here's the thing. It sounds like, it sounds like Andre 3000. It sounds like Andre 3000. It sounds like the name of a B movie. It sounds like the name of some weird cultural arcana that you discover. And it's like, would you listen to Stress Buster 3000? What the fuck is that about? Oh, well, you see, it's about these two guys. Blah, blah, blah. You don't know anything when you look at the name. You have nothing to infer. It's not like my dad wrote a porno where I immediately can tell everything I want about a guy who wrote it and his audience.
Okay. All right.
This could be. I like this one a lot.
I'm never going to let us use this as a name.
Well, why don't you give your opinion? Why don't you give your opinions on these as well?
Stress Buster 3000. I literally put in there as a joke, just because when I was writing that, I thought of, I don't know if you ever had this in the UK, but when I was growing up in Sweden, sometimes they'd have these late night infomercials that come on at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, where they were advertising like weird products that nobody ever buys. And they'd be like some exercise thing, and it would be like some weird exercise that you stretches a very specific muscle, and they'd always had strange names like the deltoid buster 5000, and it'd just be absolute trash. And that's what I was thinking about when I put that down. So it's not something we should actually use.
Inspirational. Listening to you talk about it. It's like listening to how the Beatles made Abbey Road.
So Stress Buster 3000, that's a choice.
I love this one.
Read it out.
No ideas, just feelings. I love this.
This is one of the ones that I was quite pleased with.
I love this one. No ideas, just feelings.
And what does that say to you? What does that say to you?
You know me, I'm a Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that what governs the world is not logic, rationality, the mind, ideas. What governs the world is feelings, emotions, the heart. I'm all about emotions, appeals to emotion, satisfying your emotions, understanding the emotions. Ideas can go in the bin as far as I can. So
I think part of why I came up with this was because I thought ideas are a dime a dozen. Everybody has ideas. we're
That's
probably
right.
going to come to the table with some that, you know, rubbish, good, whatever. It doesn't really matter. What matters are the feelings that
It's
we,
true.
you know, give out to people and the feelings that people feel as they listen to us. So the whole stress of the whole point of what we're doing, it's not ideas, because you can get ideas from anywhere. We're trying to give you feelings. So no
That's right.
ideas, just feelings.
Even though literally 2 podcasts we've done is literally just going through ideas over and over again. But
But
ultimately,
it's leading to feelings. The whole
that's
reason why we're
right. That's
doing it
right.
is because
Exactly.
we want to make people feel something.
Exactly.
Because
I
how do
love this.
people remember
Also,
you? People remember you by how you made them feel.
look, you're going off on one. I wish I had my soundboard. I would have given you some music to lift you up there while you were going on.
So
I love this. I
this
love this.
is a
I love
contender.
this. I love this also because people will shorten it to the Just Feelings podcast. And also,
You like people
when they
shortening
shorten it, we'll end up with a lot of women listeners because women understand that what you just said fundamentally much more than men.
So on to the next one.
Liban Dirie is listening. Are you happy to put your second name out there?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I like this one. Reminds me a bit of Frasier. You know his catchphrase on the show.
What was it? What did he say on
I'm
the show?
listening.
Was it I'm
Remember
listening?
the Frasier cream? I'm listening. Yeah. And when I think of calling shows, that's also one of the calling shows. Imagine that being a psychotherapist. Have a calling show. Oh mate, those were the days. You know?
You really
And
love that idea.
I like this because it works when we do the call-in shows, which is inevitably what our podcast will evolve into if I have anything to do with it. If I have any influence over the radio, we're going, yeah, I like this. And also because I ramble so much, also has a double meaning. You're ripping the piss out of me. I talk too much.
That's not even what I was aiming for, but I love that you took it that way.
It's like your name is the show, but you're just listening. You're implying that I fucking talk too much. All right, I get it, but I like it. I like it. Why not remove the Dirie and have Liban is listening?
Do you think that's a bit more snappy?
Powerful.
I thought Liban Dirie
yeah.
is a bit more authoritative.
No, Liban Dirie is what you'd put if you was already a big comedian or people knew on BBC and you're just trying to further your career a bit more. It's get a few more gigs on the fucking, you know, on the panel show circuit. No, Liban is listening has a nice alliteration to it. I like it. It's like the Liban lectures almost.
Okay, right. Wait, Liban is listening.
Liban is listening, yeah.
Okay, next one.
Overpowering and underwhelming. Imagine you're browsing podcasts in the Apple Podcast or Google Podcast, wherever, and you see overpowering and underwhelming. I don't like the underwhelming. I don't like the underwhelming part. I know what you're going for. Like, hey guys, we're taking a piss out of ourselves. We shouldn't self-deprecate. You know, I said in the last episode, we'll self-deprecate because we also look at our listeners as morons. We need to uplift both of us. We need to uplift our listeners and uplift ourselves. So let's not call ourselves up underwhelming.
Okay, I like it. I like the positivity. Where was this guy for the last hour?
I was fucking around with a soundboard. Too much. Degrees of love and hate. Degrees of love and hate. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I think I was just looking at I was looking at self-help titles of books, and I was seeing different patterns of how self-help books write their titles, and this just sounds like something a self-help book would be called. And I thought, I'll use that.
Love and hate I like. Having love and hate in the title is good because those are powerful words. They bring to mind a little bit of action to people's minds. The degrees part, I don't quite understand. I see what you're going for there with self-help. Maybe change degrees to something else. Like
such as
harnessing love and hate. Overpowering love and hate. Controlling love and hate.
Okay, interesting.
Desiring love and hate. Something like that.
I think harnessing was the best one. I think that's the first one you came up with.
Harnessing love and hate.
All right, write down harnessing love and hate.
All right, I'm going to write. Sounds like a Motown tune as well.
Okay, next one.
How far are we into the thing?
Who knows? I've lost count at this rate.
Respect the boss man. No.
All right, let's not even discuss that one. On to the next one.
Get comfy. This is going to take a while. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I know you're in a rush now and I'm talking too much.
No. Take your time. Go for it.
I mean, it's ironic, but you did a lot of long names. Is that what podcasts have now? They have very long names.
I didn't even check. I think.
Get comfy. This is going to take a while.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I see a long name, I just think that's a quite long and unwieldy name. And the entire joke seems to be, this is a long and unwieldy name. Like my father wrote a porno or something. It's quite a long and unwieldy name. And it's just,
So you're not a fan.
Get comfy. Okay, so get comfy. This is going to take a while.
Get comfy. This is going to take a while.
I'm thinking, see, if I had my soundboard, I could fill time a bit, put some ambulance in. Get comfy. This is going to take a while.
Yeah, I will get comfy while you think of it. Yeah.
I need to think. I'm not sure about this one. Like I said, I'm so in the middle of thinking about names now. I've lost all perspective. I've run out of critical power. I've seen so many names, so many good ones, so many bad ones. The fog isn't real. I love it. I'm writing it down. Hang on. The fog isn't real. What's your thinking behind this?
A lot of people, when they think about London, one of the first cliches they think about after Big Ben and the Queen and all that is that they think it's a very foggy place. Every day it's a foggy place. It's not. We have fog 2 days a year and then it's really noticeable. But outside of that, it's not a foggy place. So a lot of the conceptions we have of things, they're just not real. So here we go. The fog isn't real.
I like it. It's very London-centric, a lot of your names.
I've given you two names. I've given you 2 names with London, and everything else has been either just random thoughts or references. So don't get carried away.
It feels 2 is too many. I like this. The fog isn't real. It's so abstract. I think it would invite people to at least read the description of what this is about. It's absolutely not on the nose at all. It's not like the news isn't real. Like, you get what that is about already. The fog isn't. What fog?
Yeah.
Which way? I mean, you've answered it now. You should.
Yeah, but they don't need to know that. I can cut that. I can cut that out.
You cut that out. The fog isn't real.
They don't need to know where it came from. I think
it's almost emotional. It makes people think of a fog. It maybe makes people makes them think of a fog, and then makes them think that it's not real. So they immediately. I love it.
Okay, put a little star next to that. Put a little star next to that.
I don't need stars. When it's so good, we're lying to you.
This is a bit of a meta one.
It's a meta one, yeah. Maybe too meta, maybe too clever. It's like, I'm not sure about it. Too on the nose, I tell you, this one seems a bit too try hard. We're trying to get your attention,
Okay.
It's like something you'd say to a girl when you're trying to chat her up,
I'm lying
edgy
to you.
way. Yeah.
Okay.
You left your meaning on the bus. Another London reference.
No, lots of places have buses.
Okay, explain this one to me.
I'm not going to explain it. You interpret it however you wish.
You left your meaning on the bus. No, I don't like it. You left something on the bus. It's too much like my dad wrote a porno. Just some nonsense.
Why? I really wish I'd never mentioned my dad wrote a porno, because you've been stuck on that for like half an hour.
That's my reference point now for what is popular, what's a big podcast, what their names are like. And I know there's podcasts with long names. The meaning, I think you put the word meaning there, could have been a better word. Maybe we'll make it work. Even if it worked, I don't think I'll be into it. Okay.
Next.
How many more do we have?
I think it's 2 more. This is the penultimate one.
All right, quickly write 10 more so we can go on longer.
No thanks. No thanks.
Let's talk about you and me. Is that a reference to the song?
It
I
is.
immediately think of
It
the
is.
song.
It's absolutely a reference to the song, but it's also a nice.
Then if anyone thinks it's a reference to the song, the implication is let's talk about sex.
Exactly.
So people are going to think it's a sex podcast.
Yeah, well, but they're welcome to.
Which it is.
We're very sexual people.
Yeah. No, I don't like that reference. Don't like that reference.
Okay, I think the next one is the final name. If you'd read that out, please.
Right, yeah. It says you're such a hot temptation. You just walk right in, walk right in, and whoa, thank you, baby. Gotta get up. Just don't move. Gotta get up. Thank you, baby. Gotta get up. Walk right in, and cause you ride on time. Cause you ride on time. Cause you ride on time. Cause you ride on time.
Yeah, so I think that's a really good name for a podcast. How do you feel about that for a name?
I love it. I think we've got a winner.
Where does that rank in all the names that we've talked through today?
That's number one.
Because
can we fit that, or we can get down by the character limits?
I mean, I looked at the URL and it's definitely available. You're such a blah 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 blah.com is free and it's ready to go right now.
We actually have a URL that's that long.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Could we?
Probably.
I would love a URL that is that long. So the name of our podcast is one of those. Are we definitely sure it's going to be one of those?
Yes.
All right. Let me go back and see what I like. This is Not My Beautiful House. Okay, that's in the final thing. Liban's latest scam. Last scam is good though, isn't it?
I do actually like that. I think last is better than latest. Scam. Yeah, Liban's last scam.
I'm going to put that in, but I don't know. The notes we're not playing. I like that as well, but it's going to feel like a jazz podcast.
Isn't life jazz, Johnny? Isn't all of life just a jazz
all of
song?
life is jazz.
It's all just, structure with a bit of chords and then improv on top of that. It's what we're here to do.
It's really profound, yeah. I wish I had my soundboard.
Next.
I could have given that profundity. All right, Liban wants your money. I'm saying no. That's a no. Stress past the 3000. That's a yes. No ideas, just feeling. That's a yes. Liban is listening. That's a yes. Harnessing love and hate.
Strike it.
Strike it. I can't read my writing here. What was the one? What was it? What did I write here?
You tell me, Jesus.
Okay. The something gets mad, gets road. What? The fog isn't real. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I was probably looking at the screen. Right. The fog isn't real. Yes.
Gotcha. The fog isn't real.
We've got about 5 good ones.
All right. So do the 5 good ones really quick. Just really quick. I can't remember.
This is Not My Beautiful House.
Yeah.
Liban's last scam.
Yeah.
The notes we're not playing. Stress Buster 3000. No ideas, just feeling. The fog isn't real. And Liban is listening.
7. So that's 7. I think.
Which of those do you hate?
Stress Buster 3000. Strike it.
Are you serious?
Strike it. Kill it dead. I'm not putting my name behind Stress Buster 3000.
Okay, all right. I guess
it sounds like an exercise program. It sounds like a DVD that middle-aged women put on after pregnancy, and then they use the Stress Buster 3000 to get back into shape.
It isn't a podcast, a Stress Buster.
Yeah, but it's.
Isn't it the whole point to alleviate the stress of the modern day?
All right, keep it in. Keep it in.
Are we not? No. We have to cut something.
That's the thing. You got to kill your darlings. You have to kill your darlings.
All right. Well, you hate Stress Buster 2000 most of all.
Yes.
So I will scratch it because we still have a lot of good ones. This Is Not My Beautiful House.
I think that was mediocre, wasn't it?
I like it, but it can't be shortened.
Yeah. Okay. Cut it. What do you hate?
Liban's
Is there anything there that you hate that you're happy
But
to
these are all
cut?
the ones that I've removed. All the ones I hate. I did
Yeah.
hate a lot
So
of that list. I was honestly surprised at some of the quality on that list, Liban. I mean, I know it's not. I know it's no indication of your intelligence or insight. It's just you're lazy.
I mean, do you want me to tell you how long it took me to come up with a list of 20?
10 minutes.
Literally, it literally took.
And
I spent 10 minutes on all 20.
And I can tell the ones I like, you got them accidentally. It wasn't even deep thought that went into it. But that's how good titles come. Inspiration. Sometimes it's better to rely on being just channeling the muses than overthinking stuff.
Okay, so what do we have left?
Right, we have left Liban's Last Scam, The Notes We're Not Playing, No Ideas, Just Feelings, Liban Is Listening, The Fog Isn't Real.
Let's get rid of the 2 Libans.
Really?
Yeah, let's get rid of them.
You don't want your name in the podcast?
No, it's not. I just think the other ones are stronger. I don't think the 2 Liban ones are as
Liban
good
Is
as...
Listening.
Yeah.
That's fucking good, man.
No, I don't think it's that strong.
I think it's that strong.
I think the 2 I like the most are No Ideas, Just Feelings, and The Fog Isn't Real.
Okay, I think we could both remove The Notes We're Not Playing because I like it, but I do think it's going to be everyone thinking this is a jazz podcast.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but
have you checked that there isn't a podcast called that?
Yeah, I think I googled all 20 names just to make sure there isn't.
I'll remove it anyway. I like it, but I would like it. Okay, we only have like 3 or 4 left. Liban's Last Scam. Liban Is Listening.
Get rid of the
Fog
Liban
Isn't
ones.
Real. Well, that just leaves us with The Fog Isn't Real.
And
then we have
No Ideas,
Just Feeling.
Are you cool with that?
Get rid of it. No. I like the Liban ones.
Okay, well, pick one of them because we can't have both. Let's pick one Liban.
Liban's Last Scam. Liban Is Listening. All right, let's remove the scam one.
Okay. So that leaves us with 3. We are down to our final 3. In the 10,000 meter race, the bell has been rung. That means we're now in the last lap, and the 3 people at the front are racing to get to the finish line. We have Liban Is Listening, The Fog Isn't Real, and No Ideas, Just Feelings. No Ideas, Just Feelings.
How about we leave this up to our listeners?
Our imaginary listeners who we're going to fake emails from next week.
Well, no, we could literally, we've shown it to a few people on the podcast. We've had rave reviews from a few people. Why don't we leave it up to them what the title is? Do we need to decide, really?
Okay.
Or we could just leave it up to fate. We could just do a coin
toss,
a dice roll, a coin toss, and a rice toll. Huh?
All right, let's let our 2 people who we've had listen to this so far, let them choose. What if they have a tie? If they have a tie, then we do a Toys Con.
This is a very sacred podcast. Why don't we just leave it up to the roll of the dice? Okay, now here's what we do. Imagine we've chosen one already, and then see how you feel. This podcast is called The Fog Isn't Real.
Let's do an intro. 0. Let's do an intro and then act it out. Say welcome, blah blah blah, and then
hello and welcome to The Fog Isn't Real podcast. Oof, I don't know.
Good afternoon. Welcome to The Fog Isn't Real. I'm Liban.
I'm Johnny, and this is
The Fog Isn't Real.
No, I was leaving a space for the listener to respond.
Oh, I completely missed that. Okay, let's do that again.
That's a reference callback. No, we didn't do it again.
Do it again. Take 2.
You're scripting the podcast. You're going crazy. You're going against the whole ethos of a podcast, right?
Listen, I will script the whole thing from beginning to end.
Let's just write a script for a podcast and just pretend it's. I was telling you, when I was listening to the last episode,
yeah,
it moved along so fast. I thought people are going to think this is scripted.
That's
Like,
absurd. That is
no, and
silly.
I'll tell you why, because you know my rants. Obviously, I've thought this about something I've already thought about,
Mhm.
and I thought sometimes people can think they're scripted because and some of your comebacks were so perfect. I was like, oh,
No, I
it was
don't think
that
so.
good. That's how good it was.
Good
That brilliant
Lord.
first album.
You love
And we're
the smell
following
of
it.
your own fart.
I do love it. Remove that. Edit that.
Cut it. Cut it.
Cut that. Right, well, what have we got? We've got 3 names.
Yeah. Welcome to Liban's last scam. Is that what no, Liban is listening. Sorry. Welcome to Liban is listening. I'm Liban.
I'm Johnny, and this is nice to meet you.
Awesome.
Liban
Okay.
is
How did
listening.
that feel?
I think if you did Liban is listening, you could do like a little glib intro like Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
When you're traveling to work, it's often easy to find yourself angry and irritated by all the people around you. The key is to ignore them and just get lost inside yourself. Welcome to Liban is listening. I'm Liban.
Oh my God, that is perfection. That is perfection. I love it.
All right. All right.
Fuck,
So
I interrupted it. It was too good that I was like literally clapping.
you
before
lost.
the
You
end.
chills down your spine.
I love that. And also, we're not going to say the name of the podcast in the podcast.
We need to say it in the intro.
Why would we
Oh
say
no,
how
we're
many
not,
podcasts
because
say
we're
the
doing
intro?
a lot of podcasts.
No, we do a prayer, or we do, we do like ambience, you tinkling the ivories.
At some point, you got to say the name, surely.
Why would you say the name?
I don't know. It just feels correct. It feels like you start something by saying, "Hi, welcome to blah blah blah." No,
Really? Every podcast you have does that? I don't know. I'm trying to think of podcasts I listen to.
Yeah, I think most of the
Yeah, they do.
yeah, they do.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Do we need to though?
They say, "Welcome to blah blah blah."
Welcome to Liban is listening. Oh, mate, that's good. I like that. Okay.
All
The
right.
other name.
No ideas, just feelings.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to No Ideas, Just Feelings. I'm Liban. No?
Sorry, I'm thinking. No ideas, just feelings. Sounds like an NPR show.
Welcome to No Ideas, Just Feelings.
Look at you getting a radio voice and everything.
Welcome
No
to
ideas.
No Ideas,
Do a voice over.
Just Feelings. No ideas, just feelings.
Oof. Think about this. I think it looks great.
It looks really good. Written down, it looks great.
It looks great.
It sounds
Saying it out
great.
loud.
I think it sounds great. Don't you?
You think it sounds great?
Yeah. No ideas, just feelings.
I think it sounds a bit clunky. It sounds like the answer to a question that doesn't exist, which is wonderful. Which is wonderful when you read it, because everyone walks around with questions in their head. But when you say it out loud, it's a bit jarring. What are you answering?
No ideas, just feelings.
I mean, it's more like a motto. I think we should have that as a motto more than a name of the podcast.
Oh, that's interesting. That could be the tagline of the podcast.
Welcome to Liban is listening.
Welcome to blah, blah, blah.
We don't have ideas, just feelings.
Oh, no, this is the act of creation, people. You're seeing it happen live. We're fucking synthesizing.
That's good. That's good.
I love that. I love that. Welcome to blah, blah, blah. No ideas, just feelings.
Yeah.
I think we nailed it. We just need to pick a name now. So we've got The Fog Isn't Real and Liban is listening.
The Fog Isn't Real.
Welcome to The Fog Isn't Real. We don't have ideas, just feelings.
I think we'll go with Liban is listening.
Seriously. After all of that, we're going to go for Liban is listening.
I think that's the one.
Okay, you do the intro.
Well, how can I do the different? Okay, I'll do the intro.
Do the intro.
Why do we need an intro? Why do we need an intro? We're opening with a prayer.
Oh yeah, good point. I keep forgetting.
Well, we're not going to open a prayer every time, but we sometimes open. Isn't the whole idea we're going to dreamily bring our podcast in and then we're going to dreamily push it
it
out?
changes from time to time.
And the start is going to be you playing the piano. And
Okay.
we'll be talking in the middle of something. We'll pick
Mhm.
up a conversation halfway through, you know?
So
And
we
then
never
have
say
like,
the name of the podcast in the episode.
and we have like random bits of, yeah. We don't have to say it. We can say our catchphrase,
Mhm.
you know? We can have our bits of ambience coming
Et je
in
vous
and
aime.
going out.
Et je le dis devant Marc. Regarde-le, comme il a un super complexe avec son sexe. Votre sexe, Alexandre, tu me fais tant jouir. Votre sexe.
Have we picked a name for the podcast then?
I think it's Liban is listening. And what's our motto?
The fog isn't real.
No. Our
No
motto
ideas,
is
just feelings.
no ideas, just feelings.
No feelings. The fog isn't real is our sign off. Remember
No, because our sign off is a fade out where we just
that. Yeah,
talk
we're going
for
to
a
fade
bit.
out. God, we've got too many ideas. We've got too many ideas for this podcast.
And the whole point was it was supposed to be just feelings. Don't worry. It's like attaining nirvana. We're aiming to get to no feelings.
Yes, that's what we're aspiring to do.